Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to another Q8Pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu time for our live stream, and I want to welcome all of you to this rather special stream as we are flying today in one of my favorite aircraft, the Aerobask Phenom 300. Welcome, FO Bob. No worries at all. Aero Hub, welcome aboard, my friend. Magnus, welcome. Boeing Corp, Mike, Alex, Mika, hello, glad you made it. Virtual Skycheck, welcome aboard. Steve and Angie, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. We have with us today Carl as well, and we have Osiris 737 Project, welcome aboard. Paul, DRS Aviation, welcome. Glad to have you guys all with me this evening. And today we are going to be flying from John Wayne to San Francisco. I've gotten the ortho photos for you guys for your viewing pleasure today for this flight. The Phenom, or Aerobask, generally speaking, is probably one of the better developers in the flight simulation industry. And as you can see, this Phenom is just really a work of art by Aerobask. They haven't really created that many aircraft over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, but the ones they have created are absolutely exceptional. They really have, they have to think for quality, and all of the aircraft that they've released, they released finished products with amazing visuals, depth of system simulation, amazing sounds. Just really, their add-ons are of the highest quality, and I definitely recommend all of their product line, including this Phenom 300. A little bit about our flight today. We are going to be departing John Wayne Airport in the state of California, and we're going to be heading north of the state to San Francisco. We're going to be departing runway 02 left through the Hawk 3 departure, and then we're going to be arriving through the Surfer 4 SID, or beg your pardon, Star, into San Francisco. We're going to be performing an ILS runway 28 right. We are going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude of 40,000 feet today for our flight. It should be about an hour and 10 minutes in total, and it should be quite fun. So without further ado, let's get started. And with that, we'll welcome Adai Hassan, Jacob, welcome, Will, Raul Rodriguez, and we have with us today also Sad El-Hanadi. Welcome aboard. Greetings to you, my friend. And Niels, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. So that is our flight plan. Let's take a quick look at the beautiful Phenom. And as you can see here, the virtual cockpit is just really amazing. And by the way, it looks exactly like the real Phenom 300. Aerobask really have a thing for quality, and everything they create looks so real. The leather looks like leather. The metal looks like metal. They just really spend a lot of time to study those aircraft and recreate them in the sim with the highest fidelity possible. Now we can go through the checklist and all of that good stuff. Maybe we'll do. Audrey, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up the control panel. Again, Aerobask really does so well when it comes to the control panel, allowing you to really manage the aircraft properly in a flight sim environment, which is something I have a lot of appreciation for. I'll try to show you all the features. We have done this aircraft in the past, but we'll try to cover as much as possible. I've done a flight with Captain Guillaume Fontes previously on the channel. For those of you who do not know Captain Guillaume, he is a part of the Aerobask team. He is responsible for the documentation of the aircraft, but he's also a real-world pilot. He flies for a living. So it was definitely a fun stream, and I look forward to inviting him to another stream here on the channel. All right. Good evening to you, Audrey. Glad to have you here with us. All right. So we are going to need today 2,400 pounds of fuel So we're going to put 1 200 in each tank. 1 2 12, that's close enough, and 1 2 12 as well here. And we're just going to say balance, just make sure that everything is balanced here. Now you can, by the way, let me turn off X camera and show you the fuel panel. So if you open the fuel panel and come here, you actually can open the fuel tank cap, and you can turn on the fuel system here, and now you can actually change the fuel quantity, so you can increase or decrease. We're not going to do that today, so we're going to just turn this off and close the fuel cap and close the fuel panel. Again, nice sounds with everything in this aircraft. So we're going to come back here, and we're just going to make sure we balance everything again. All right, so everything looks balanced to me. All right. The next thing you can do here is we can close the doors and all the baggage doors as well. And we're going to remove the static elements. And what we're going to do is I'll take you for a cabin tour a little later. But first, let's get things started. Now, the Phenom 300 was designed for single pilot operations. And so it is highly automated, with the FADAC really taking care of everything for you. So the startup procedure is quite simple. It's a very easy aircraft to start, and it's a real fun aircraft to fly. Do you prefer the Hot Start or the Phenom 300? Two very different aircraft, but I like both of them. The Phenom 300 is less complex, obviously. So it takes a lot more to master and understand the Challenger 650. We have to this Magnus from Cyprus. Welcome aboard, my friend. Steve, 1927, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. All right, so first thing first, we're going to come down here. We're going to turn on battery 1, battery 2, and generator. Everything is on auto, so gens 1 and 2 on auto. The bleeds go to auto. And we'll wait for the systems to come up. The oxygen is, we're going to push that. And now the systems are coming up. Look at how beautiful everything is. The displays and the aircraft systems, everything is model. Nothing is in-op. So everything should work as it is in the real aircraft. Very, very nice rendition of the Phenom, really, by Aerobask. All right, so let's perform the tests. First, we're going to... all right, that's the initial test. Okay, let's do the fire test.
Stall.
Hang on. Let me put this back here. All right, that's the fire test.
Test. Pass.
Right. And the pusher is tested. Stall warning is done, and the ice pitos are checked. All right, so all our tests are complete. We're good here, and now we can move the rest of the items to the auto position. So we're going to put the engine ignitions on auto. We'll leave the start buttons for now, and let's see here. The hydraulic pumps can go to the on position. The pump 1 and 2 for the fuel are on the auto position. So everything now is in the auto position, and now we're ready to start entering the flight plan. Before we do so, we can set the altitude to 40,000 feet. So let's do that. That's 39 and 40,000. And we're going to set the heading bug to runway heading. And the runway heading is 020. Right, 020 is set. Perfect. Is this plane VR ready? I believe so, yes. Max loves A350. Hi, Q8. How are you doing? Are you going to do an Any Builds A300 stream? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're definitely going to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this out so you guys can follow along. All right, perfect. And we're going to bring up the Navigraph charts here for our flight plan. All right, let me set this up here so you guys can follow. There we go. Excellent. All right. So we're going to go to flight plan. By the way, you can select your status so you can look at your different system pages here, the fuel system, the NTI system, the electrical system. Everything is modeled exactly as it should with realistic values. So yeah, everything is done to perfection on this aircraft. All right, let's go to the flight plan. And this is John Wayne selected already for us. So we need to select, by the way, we need to press here. It doesn't show, but I actually press the mouse button. It simulates pressing the FMS button. And then we're going to move to the next position. Actually, let's do the following. Let's go to the procedure and select the departure. So we're going to select the departure and enter. And the departure today is through the Hawk 3 departure. So we'll select that and enter. And we're selecting runway 02 left here at John Wayne through the IK transition. Enter and load. And now we have all of the waypoints selected for our SID. Brilliant. Watching Extreme, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. And next, we're going to move now to... So I love how you can cycle through the waypoints.
Thanks for the great content, Q8.
Oh, Alex has been a member for 12 months. That's your 1 year anniversary. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Megabyte Gaming, welcome aboard. All right, let's go to the next waypoint, which we're going to fly direct to Risen. And to do this, we go here and we type those, or you, all right, sir, there we go. Got to be careful with the mouse movement there, not to miss the... All right, Risen. There we go. That's Risen. Enter. And then we're going to fly direct from Risen to Splint. So once more, we select Splint. I was going to create the flight plan to save time, but then I thought it'd probably be a better idea to show you guys how to enter the flight plan in this aircraft or in this Garmin device. All right, that's Splint. All right, enter. Excellent. And then from Splint, we're going to fly to Stalked. I thought it might be a little more fun to show this rather than just load it. Right, STO. And then K. Right, that's stock. That's the one. And then we're going to fly to Surfer. So direct to Surfer. And then F, Surfer. That's Surfer. Excellent. And enter. And finally, our destination today, which is San Francisco. So we're going to select here again, K, S, F, O. Brilliant. All right, so that's San Francisco. Let's go ahead and select our arrival as well. So let's move this up to San Francisco. We're going to select the procedure. And first, we're going to select the arrival into San Francisco. So select that, and the arrival today is the Surfer 4. So we're going to scroll down to Surfer 4 and enter and load. And it will take just a little bit of time to load the flight plan. There we go. We have the flight plan. And then we're going to go to procedure again. And this time we're going to select the approach, enter. And we're doing the ILS runway 28 right. So the one right there, ILS 28 right, and enter. And the vectors should be through the eddy transition. Let's take a quick look here at the chart. Let's go to our arrival. And as you can see, this is the transition into our star from the Surfer 4. So we're going to select the eddy transition and enter and load. All right, so the flight plan is now complete, and we are pretty much ready for engine start. So we need to grab our altimeter. So let's do that real quick. We're going to go to John Wayne, select the information, the weather, currently VFR. We're seeing nice winds there. Variable 3-knot wind. Visibility is clear, 10 miles or more. The temperature is 27, quite warm here in John Wayne. Altimeter is 29904. All right, so let's close this now. All right, and 29904 is set, and we're going to set it here as well. 29904 is set. Excellent. All right, now one thing you'll appreciate in this Aerobask aircraft is how Aerobask have implemented using the mouse wheel to change the frequencies here, as you can see, or change the altitude using your mouse. So I'm just really using the mouse wheel to change the altitude, and everything works exactly the same way. You can change your course, you can change the heading of the aircraft, all just by using your mouse. Very, very nice, really, and very user-friendly control panel and features aboard this aircraft, which, by the way, I highly recommend. It's an aircraft you will thoroughly enjoy. All right. Last thing we need to do is we need to set our V-speeds. So for this, we're going to bring up our V-speeds. And now the correct way, by the way, of doing this is consulting the manual, and the performance data depends really on the weight of the aircraft. The current outside temperature is what really determines it. There is a table, there's a lookup table in the manual that ships with this aircraft, and it's got plenty of manuals. If you want to really study this aircraft, then you can definitely do that. But today, for the interest of time, or you can always go back to my stream with Captain Guillaume, where we actually go through this in detail. But today, we're just going to say, we're going to select flaps 1 for departure. We're going to compute the takeoff speeds, which we have now here. We have a V1 of 103, VRotate 103, V2 114, and VFS 128. And we're going to send the takeoff V speeds to the PFD. All right, perfect. So everything here is set. We can remove the EFB or the iPad, and we are now ready for engine start, folks. All right, let's start with the. By the way, we don't have the GPU connected, so we have the option of starting either engine, but we're going to start with engine number 2 first. So run and start. All right. Listen to those engine sounds. Oh, yeah. Doesn't take very much for the engines to start. Lovely animations there. You can see it here again. You can see the blades there. All things Phenom. Hello, Ali. Welcome. Glad to have you here, son. Enjoy the flight. Aviation Nerd, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. All right, so we have a start on the first engine. Let's go and start engine number 1 and start. And now we can see the engine spooling. Excellent. There are no cast messages here, so everything is in tip-top shape, and we are ready to go. Let's turn on the nav lights, and we'll leave the strobes. Taxi lights are on, and we're good to taxi to the runway. All right. If we look here at our position, currently at, let me go here just real quick and bring the airport charts. So this is our departure runway. So we're going to take taxiway Alpha to Delta, Alpha Delta, and then we'll be at runway 02 left for departure. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Everything here looks good. And parking brake is released. And let's give it a little power here. If the sim is too loud on the outside, just let me know. I can put it down a little bit. Just how beautiful this Phenom 300. You know, folks, I really am surprised. I went hard on myself that I actually forgot all about this Phenom when I did my list of top 10 aircraft for X-Plane, because I believe that this aircraft is worthy of making it into that list, and it probably be like in number 5 or number 4 in that list. So yeah, it's an amazing aircraft by Aerobask. Hi, for our captain, welcome aboard. Look at those beautiful wings. All right, here we go. Let's set our flaps. Flaps 1 for takeoff. And we can test the takeoff button here.
Takeoff. Okay.
All right, takeoff okay. So everything is configured. And we're ready to go. What a beautifully modeled aircraft. Really a very talented team over at Aerobask, and they are they're actually very, very nice as well. Lionel, the lead developer, is really a very kind person. Guillaume and Daniela, who's responsible for the sounds, and she works for Laminar now too. So yeah, she's pretty bright. Yeah, she makes the best sound sets without a doubt. All right, we're coming up for runway 2 left here at John Wayne Airport. Landing lights are on, strobes are on. And one thing to note here, let me turn on the flight directors. All right, so now you see that the flight director, the pitch isn't correct. And to get this right, just come here to your throttle and push the toga. Now the toga will not, this aircraft does not have an auto throttle. So just by hitting the toga, watch what happens. It will set the flight director at the correct pitch. So we're looking at 10-degree pitch after takeoff. And that's the pitch that we need to maintain. All right, we're looking good. We're going to make our turn towards the runway. Better sounds for X-Plane incoming, hopefully. Look at those landing lights, folks. Just absolutely brilliant aircraft by Aerobask. All right, we're lining up. Runway 02 left. Now, with the Phenom, you need to hold the brakes for takeoff. So let's just line up. And then what we need to do is, so let me just hold the brakes here. So there we go. Brakes are held. Now we need to move this to toga. So we move this all the way to toga. And then we're good to release the toe brakes. And off we go. We're going to rotate at about 103 knots. And rotate. And positive rate of climb. Gears going up. Oh, yeah. Look at that beautiful view. All right, let's not get carried away. Let's bring the pitch down. Okay, that's what the aircraft wants to do. Flaps are up. And now we can begin our turn. And we're going to put the speed on climb. Too much of a bank there. Right, we are 1,000 feet above ground. We can turn on the yaw damper. Looking good. We're going to increase the speed dial here to 180. That's too much. All right. Looking good. And what we can do is we can go to the flight plan. And let's go all the way up. All right. So we're going to move down to Pigeon. Come on. All right. And we're going to go direct. Activate. Perfect. Back to flight plan. There we are. Yaw damper is on. Autopilot engaged. Nav mode. And now the aircraft will follow the flight plan. Hello there, Avionics Master 738. Welcome aboard. No, I am not. Look at that beautiful view. All right, we're approaching 10,000. So with the Phenom, the climb speed is actually 180. I love the synthetic vision on this aircraft. Very, very nice indeed. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Landing lights are off. And we can release the passengers. Now, this here says PED belts off. So this is actually personal electronic devices because the aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So we can just go to off there. And yeah, all is good here. We're looking good. One thing we forgot to do is with the Phenom, if you put the transponder on standby, once you take off, it will automatically switch to on. So we're going to turn that on ourselves now. We'll leave this here. And at about 220 knots, we can use flight change. And what that will do is it will lock the speed at the speed that we have here, which is about 220. We'll leave it at 220. And then once we are clear of 25,000 feet, we can go to Mach 0.64. Between Mach 0.65 and Mach 0.70 is the ideal climb rate for the Phenom. Hello there, Virtual Skycheck. The sun in the night. Welcome aboard. No worries, my friend. Glad that you're here with us. All right, we're doing good. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the outside. Guys, look at this beautiful view of California. Just absolutely gorgeous. With Ortho photos and the new clouds, X-Plane is looking fantastic. Right, we're looking good. And so, all right, so let me show you how this flight change thing works, because I think it's important to the use of this aircraft. I found those was quite a mess to use. Add XP realistic and some turbulence and it becomes unusable. I got Stream Deck using a Q8 exit. I do have Stream Deck, but then people would, you know, wonder what I'm doing, so it becomes very difficult for people to follow. So yeah, I'd rather do it here and suffer a little bit for your sake. I miss LA too. I miss California. I miss the US altogether. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and do flight change. All right, so now what the aircraft's gonna do is gonna lock the speed at 208 knots. That's what we have here. And we have, and it will climb, it will adjust the rate of climb to maintain this speed. If you want to increase the speed a little bit, you can do that now just by changing the dial here. So if let's say we want to go to 220. So I'm just going to dial 220 here, and you'll see that the aircraft is going to pitch down to gain the speed and reduce the rate of descent until it reaches 220. And then the autopilot system would again increase the rate of climb to maintain the speed. Again, the aircraft does not have an auto throttle system, so you have to be careful with your throttle here. We'll leave it where it is for the time being, and let's change the range here so we can see. In fact, let me bring this up and just show you guys. All right, so there's a lot of clutter here. We're going to remove that. All right, and we'll just leave the flight plan. I've changed it from the menu to track upwards always, because it's easier to follow where you are. And we can maybe now reduce the range a little bit so we can see our flight plan clearly here. And everything's looking good. Excellent. We passed this. We need to set Barrow to standard. So we're going to go back and go to PFD. From the PFD, we're going to set Barrow standard. And we're going to come here and do standard Barrow as well. About 20,000 feet to go. We are at 220 knots. And at about 25, maybe we'll switch to Mach speed. No worries at all. No worries, Will. HD Simulation, welcome aboard. How are you doing? Oh, we have Dougal McTavish with us. Welcome aboard, Dougal. Glad to have you here with us. All right. So we're climbing through to 40,000. And here is a nice wing view for you guys. Look at those beautifully modeled wings. Look at that, folks. Is really, really nice. All right, so in the cabin, you have the display here, the heads-up display for the passengers, and you can do lots of nice things in the cabin as well. So interactive, you can open the tray here, and you've got your iPad. You can also open this area here, and if you click on the lights, it will turn on the lights. Obviously, it's daylight, so you can't see it, but you can actually close all the windows. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? And then you can click here to open them again. And of course, you can also use the lavatory. So we can come here, and now this is not necessary, but you can actually flush the toilet and, you know, use the use the sink there. You know, some nice things, some nice details there. Not necessary, but they're there if you like that kind of stuff. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it, my friend. So, quick update for you guys. We are going to have a giveaway very soon, and it will be software, hardware, everything your heart desires will be in that giveaway coming very soon on the channel. We are also going to be doing the group flight, celebrating 70,000 subs here on the channel. And of course, my heartfelt and sincere gratitude to all of you guys for your support over the years. I appreciate it very much. Andrew Otto, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. I hope you guys enjoyed the opening trailer stream starting video in the beginning. That is some screenshot material right there. The weather over at San Francisco seems, you know, let's see here. So San Francisco, MVFR, so marginal VFR. Let's take a quick look at the weather at San Francisco. Information, the weather, 298 knots, visibility is okay. Few clouds at 8, scattered at 10, broken at 1300. Current temperature is 18, a bit cooler than John Wayne. Actually cooler by about 8 degrees, so weather is quite pleasant in San Francisco. Altimeter 3003. Okay, all right, let's put this back up here so you guys can follow the flight plan. And according to my calculation, we will begin the descent over here at Stocked. So once we are at Stocked, we will begin the descent from 40,000 feet. We are looking good. Everything according to plan. Excellent. Max loves A3. Does the Phenom come with other liveries? Oh, yes. It comes with very beautiful liveries. And they are all 4K texture liveries. And there is also one low resolution livery for those of you who have, you know, a graphic card that does not have a lot of VRAM. So Aerobask thought about all of you guys as well. And just speaking, by the way, of this, let me show you guys. Let me go to the Avi tab. So it has Avi tab integration. And if we go to charts, let me go back up one aircraft. And let's see here. Let's look, where's the Embraer? The Phenom 300. And we're going to go to the manuals and just look at how many manuals. So there's a flight manual, normal checklist, performance, procedures, takeoff, landing, cardboard, and then they have it in kilograms and in pounds. That's what you normally would look at for your performance, for your V-speeds. But of course, you know, we just use the automated one. So I like the fact that Aerobask thinks about everyone in the community. So there are those who want just a quick computation to enjoy flying the aircraft, and there are those who are very detailed, who actually want to follow the exact procedures. And all of that is available for you here. If you go to the normal checklist, let's, yeah. So here you have the full checklist. And by the way, the actual checklist in the Phenom in real life is actually very short, just like this one. Oh, we have a membership, 5 memberships gifted from Alex. Thank you, Alex, very much for your support and your kindness, my friend. M116 driver, guys, if you've received a membership from Alex, please be sure to say thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. M116 driver, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. Oh, I'm glad that you got one, Dougal. Congratulations. All right, we can put this away. By the way, this aircraft does very well in terms of FPS. All right, So now you can see the 0.6 Mach is actually not right. We should increase our speed to 0.66, between 0.64 Mach and 0.70 is the ideal speed. So we're just going to let the aircraft pick up some speed here before we clear the next 8,000 feet for our final cruise altitude. So yeah, the Phenom, while highly automated, does require attention from the pilot from every now and then. So that is going to bring us to 0.66 Mach, and then we're going to continue our climb again to our cruise altitude. Thank you again, Alex, for your support. I appreciate it, my friend. Now, I want to show you this. Look at this synthetic vision here. Look at how detailed this is. Just absolutely brilliant work by Aerobask. I'm glad that they brought this aircraft to X-Plane 12 compatibility. Now you can see the speed is now stable at 0.66 Mach, and the climb is continuing again to 40,000 feet. Let's take a look at the outside. Look at how beautiful this is. Let me bring the sounds down a little bit. There, I think that's good. Yeah. And Raul.
Thank you for you and the community.
Well, thank you very much, Raul, coming in with $25 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Gaber X says the Phenom 300 has been my daily flyer since release. In 11 is a fantastic aircraft. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you very much, Raul. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. Another piece of news for you guys, which will be official in a few days, is you guys, for those of you who are familiar with the Fly Lilo nonprofit organization, they provide adaptive gaming devices for the community to help the disabled enjoy flight simming and enjoy gaming. Well, the NPO has approached me to officially join them. As someone who look for and help them get more in terms of streamers who want to stream for a cause, and for a good cause, that is. So I'm going to be helping them with that in an official capacity as a member of the Fly Lilo nonprofit organization, which I'm very proud of, and I'm very happy to support them and support their cause. Yeah, he is an amazing young man, without a doubt. Agree, Dougal. And yeah, so hopefully we can get them to, achieve what they are set out to do. It's a good cause, and just looking at those, folks getting their adaptive gaming devices and how happy they are makes me very happy. So I'll definitely continue to support them. Is that Ortho or Orbix? That's Ortho. I have Ortho for the entire state of California. So that is all Ortho photos, available free of charge. And I probably forgot to include the link in the description, so I'll do that after the stream. I'll provide you with the link to this Ortho where you can download it. And the nice thing about this Ortho is you've got the overlays as well with it, and very easy. Just once it's downloaded, just extract to a custom scenery, and then you're good to go. No, it's not Fork Boy. Hello there, Rand Cooley. How are you doing, my friend? I was wondering where you are. All right, so we are at almost at 40,000 feet, which is our cruise altitude, and we are heading into an area where there is substantial clouds, looks like. Again, lovely, lovely aircraft and a lovely scene here. Look at this wing view, guys. Yeah. So, guys, let me know in chat, what would you prefer the giveaway to be? A mix of software and hardware, or, just hardware or just software? I find people now are more interested in hardware. So, yeah, I plan on giving away a few items. If the RD1 rudder pedals are available in stock, I might include them as well as part of the giveaway, because they are the ones that I use. And I tell you guys, the Redbird RD1 rudder pedals are amongst the best, the very best rudder pedals available for flight simulation. They are very realistic, both in the way they look and in their feel. The tension in them is just about right. It never failed me for years. I've been using them, and they are just outstanding. They are expensive, but they're definitely worth the money. Q8, did you set anything about pressurization? It's all automatic. Well, in the Phenom, everything is automated. So you don't really need to worry about anything. Everything is automatic. We are at 40,000 feet. And now we can bring the throttle back to maximum cruise, like so. All right, and we are pretty much set for the rest of the flight now. We don't have to worry about anything other than checking the ILS frequency for 28 right at San Francisco. So before we forget, let's do that. We're going to go to flights, and we're going to go to San Francisco. We're looking for 28 right, which is this one here. And we're going to overlay that just to understand. We're going to be coming from Eddy. This is the transition. And approach course is 284. And the ILS frequency is 111.7. All right, so to do this, we are going to, let me pop this out so you guys can see. 111.7. To do this, we are going to come to this is the standby frequency. So 111 and then 0.7. Right, and to make this the active, we can just simply click here, and now we have 111.7 set on the nav 1. So we have now this, and the approach course we can set a little later once we are closer to San Francisco. If I'm not mistaken, it will automatically set the course, and once you switch to localizer, it actually changes everything automatically for you once you click on CDI. And I think if you click the approach, it will automatically set everything for you as well. So we are good here at 40,000 feet, and everything is in tip-top shape. Yes, hardware, I have 15-year-old SATIC rudders. Yeah, the cockpit view is phenomenal. Here, let's do this. Look at that. Look at the resolution of the displays there. I mean, when you buy something from Aerobask, you can buy it with confidence that you're going to get a quality product from the visual perspective, from the sounds perspective, from the documentation perspective, flight model, just about everything from Aerobask is top-notch. Here's a look at the cabin. Lots of clouds today. Again, I'm not sure why every time I do a stream with, with orthos, we get so much clouds. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? Support too. I agree there. That's very important. Thanks for pointing that out. The support from Aerobask is always outstanding. They're a very humble bunch. They know what they're doing without a doubt. They are helpful. They are cordial. They are patient, and they are very much receptive to constructive criticism. They love to be criticized constructively, and they take the feedback from the community at heart, and they make changes and updates and improvements to their products, which is appreciated. They're really, for me, they're the model development company that makes add-ons for X-Plane. They're just really a model company, and a lot can be learned from the team at Aerobask. Really, I love those guys. They're just amazing. They definitely do create awesome products, Alex. Yes, absolutely. All right, so we are at 40,000 feet, and if we look at our flight plan here, this is Splint, and we are going to begin the descent from 40,000 feet at Stocked here. So once we arrive at Stocked, we will begin the descent. As you know, the current altitude is 40,000, so we need some time to clear it. Now, in order to, one of the questions that normally is asked on the channel, how do you know what is your rate of descent? So a lot of you know now how to, I've covered this on the channel, how to calculate the top of descent. But how do you actually know at what is the rate of descent that you should get? And by the way, it's not random, right? So what you need to do is you need to look here at your ground speed. And the current ground speed is 416 knots. So at the point of descent, at the top of descent point, we need to multiply this number by 4 to get the descent rate. So in our case, if we say 400 times 4, that's 1600. So we need to descend at about 16, if we add this again, so 40, 68. So 1668 feet per minute would be our descent rate, considering that the ground speed is currently 417 knots. So that's how you calculate your descent rate. So it's not just a magical number. You don't just set it because you like a certain number. Now 1600 may not be very comfortable. It might be a little steep, but that's the correct value you should use to descend when your ground speed is 418 knots. We will adjust the speed as we go, the rate of descent that is, according to the situation and how high or low we are relative to that specific sector during our flight. BW Flight Simulation, welcome aboard, my friend. Yeah, I share that enthusiasm as well. Speed check, hello, my friend, welcome. Glad to have you here. All right, let's check one thing in our plan here. And if we look at Surfer and Epic, so that's all right. So there is one restriction, if you see here, at Eddy, which is the transition. So we have to be at 6,000. So that's what we're going to do after we arrive into Stocked. We will reset the MCP altitude to 6,000. But now let's take a quick look at the outside. Look at those beautiful clouds with the ortho photos. Here, maybe this is a better view. Just look at how beautiful this is, folks. Yeah. X-Plane rocks. And it's got a cinematic replay, something you can't do with other sims. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice wing view as well. I really like the wings on the Phenom. This has to rate as one of the best liveries of any add-on. Absolutely. The color of this aircraft, just look at the shine. It looks so real, doesn't it? I mean, look at that. That's Aerobask for you guys. Yeah. The reflection, see here the wing, the tip of the wing here, just looks absolutely gorgeous. And the metal looks like real metal, It's looks as if it just came out of the factory with a brand new paint. You can almost smell the paint. Vertical sky checks. Ilias, hello, my friend Ilias. The calc for rate of descent, is it the same for all types of aircraft? Should be, yeah. Only that when you do when you're in an Airbus and Boeing, it's automatic. So the FMC or the aircraft management computer does it for you. But it should be the same, yeah. All right, we're almost there at stock, so we can come here. So let me show you this again. So we can come here and, no. All right, let me go back. DME, no. Let's see, PFD. We're gonna bring the DME for the runway. And we're gonna put, now we can see the distance to the next station here. We'll put the wind, option 3, option 2, option 3 I like the most. All right, so now we can go back and back. Perfect. Now we have all the information that we need. 12.2 nautical miles. I love how Aerobask has implemented the displays. By the way, these are the customized X-Plane default Garmin devices, but they are heavily customized, as you can see. So this is not like anything like the real, like the 1000 by Laminar. Looks just sensational. Very, very nice. The visuals are amazing. Looks a little like metallic paint job. Yeah, exactly. Like the Italia Air. Yeah, it does. All right, so we are arriving into... There we go. Let's bring this up. All right, so this is stocked here. This is server. So we are going to begin the descent shortly. We are about 6 nautical miles now. So let's go ahead and set the altitude. Now for the descent, we are going to set the altitude to the first restriction, which is 6,000 feet. All right. And we'll leave the speed as it is for now. Maybe we'll just decrease it to 0.64. There we go. And we will continue. We will begin the descent at 1,600 feet. So that's 428. So let's say 1720 should be actually the rate of descent. We'll round this to 400. And we'll just say 1,600 feet per minute. We might need to increase it a little bit towards our destination, which is San Francisco. And so let's go ahead and do that now. So the altitude is, reset altitude is 6,000, vertical speed, and we are going to go down to 1,600 feet per minute. I love the terrain cloud mesh there. Looks fantastic. All right, we've begun the descent, and we're going to adjust the throttle to maintain the speed. All right, there we go. Looking good. And Max loves A350. Welcome to Private Pilot. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your support, being a member here and the channel. Will says Q8 clouds you get when you stream with Ortho are ceiling for a truly full IMC flight one day. The clouds you get when you stream with Ortho are calling for a truly full IMC flight one day. Yeah. Right, here's a look at the outside real quick. Guys, look at this. Wow. Impressive. Just impressive. Look at that. Look at how the mesh of the clouds there between the clouds, and that looks phenomenal. Sounds, the visuals. Right, we continue our descent. God, it's been a hectic week. And the weekend wasn't very... was okay, I suppose. I think we've covered, in the last few weeks, we've covered all the high-quality aircraft available for X-Plane. I think the only aircraft that we probably haven't flown recently is the Rotate and the Flight Factor, which I will do after we do the Builds A300. So probably next we'll do the Builds. And then post that, we'll go to the Rotate and followed by the Flight Factor aircraft. Hello there, Roy. Welcome. Stream quality looks low. Not sure if it's mine. It may be your end, because I am actually watching the stream myself. And it's pretty good. Yeah. All's looking good. 16 miles to Surfer. The transition into our star. Nice cabin. I'm glad the quality is okay. Running 1080p here looks great. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah, I think Aerobask is one of the very few companies that really excelled from one, from one add-on to the next. They were all visually very stunning, but they continue to innovate their products. Coming up with things like the mouse wheel, the touch screen is something I really like from Aerobask. The introduction of their control panel, and I like, by the way, the fact that they've added, you can click on the registration, it pops it for you. I think that's a nice touch, instead of putting things on the side of the screen or having to go to the menu here, which, by the way, I think you can go here and pop the menu out. But I think they think of the user a lot. They think of the user experience a lot, and that is something I have a lot of appreciation for. I always love their products, and they are one of the very few companies that has received a lot of 10 out of 10 from the channel on their add-ons, because they are truly, truly amazing in terms of their add-ons as a company, as a team, just everything. Aerobask is quality. Pack, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. And we have with us also Paul. What happened to the Dassault Falcon? I don't know. I know that they've posted about 8 months ago is when they posted a video, like a teaser video showing the avionics of it. But then I don't know what happened. Maybe I'll reach out to Guillaume and ask him. What about the A300 ST? That's the Beluga, isn't it? Yes, YouTube doesn't like me, and my messages aren't going through again on my main account. Yeah, I don't know. I have no contact at any builds, so I don't know what's happening. What I do know that they are not bringing the Beluga to X-Plane 12. Maybe they will at some point, but the latest news I have, or the most up-to-date news, is that it won't make it to X-Plane 12. That's what I know. I'm really liking this. I think once you fly with Orthos, it becomes really difficult to fly without it, because it just really revamps the entire experience. Just look at this view, folks. Lovely. The Beluga, I'm not sure if it's already in X-Plane 12. I'm not sure if it's supported. So maybe it does work, but I'm not sure if it's supported or not. The A310 is definitely not coming because it will violate the agreement with Microsoft. So it's definitely not coming. The A300's there, though. It's an open beta. I see, Alex. Thank you. All right, 26,000 feet. We are looking good in terms of our rate of descent. You can see that the ground speed has now decreased to 387, so we can probably reduce our rate of descent. But for now, we'll leave it. We know there is a restriction at 6,000. Yeah, I believe the A300 is also in an open beta. Yeah. By the way, this aircraft looks very beautiful at night as well. So maybe after we land at San Francisco and after we do our replay, we will change the time of day and we'll look at the lighting inside, because it does look very nice. But with Orthos, I decided to fly during daylight. I prefer to fly daylight anyway, but the night lighting in X-Plane is phenomenal. And the short final San Francisco rendition is just beautiful. And with the night lighting, it looks absolutely sensational. So we'll take a look at that once we arrive into our destination. We are at 23,000 for 6,000. And we're looking good. All right. So if we look here at our charts, you'll see that we are here. And once we are closer to Eddie, then maybe we will, or maybe to Epic here, we will activate the approach, and then the aircraft would fly directly to Eddie and continue to intercept the localizer for runway 28 right at San Francisco. So we are looking good. Everything is in tip-top shape. Our speed is a bit too much, but nothing too serious. I'm going to set this to 220. And now is a good time for us to do the landing calculation. So we're going to come back to our V-speeds. And this time we're going to select flaps full or 3 or full. We're going to compute the landing V-speeds, 18 VREF and VFS is at 123 knots. Send the landing V-speeds to the PFD and we are done. All right, so V-speeds are set and we are now good for our speeds at San Francisco. A300 needs work. It has some problems in X-Plane 12. Yes, it does. Finlay, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Is there a way to make my panels, PFD, ND, etc., in all my planes look clear? At the minimum, they're so blurry. So this issue, it happens normally if you go to your X-Plane settings. The texture quality needs to be at maximum, or otherwise you will get, blurry textures, unfortunately. Also, what might prove useful to you is the anti-aliasing. So at 4x MSAA is probably this. These are my settings for this flight, by the way. So it might help get your, make your instruments look a little clearer with 4 MSAA and maximum texture resolution if your graphics card can take it. So if you, because when the textures are set at max, it's going to use a lot of VRAM. So just be aware of that as you tweak your settings. Too bad that there are just so many clouds here we can't see anything underneath, because the mountains in this area look fantastic. They're just beautiful. All right, we're approaching the transition altitude of 18,000 feet, so good time to get the weather again and check the altimeter at 3003. So we're going to come down here and we're going to set 3003. Let's go to the PFD, and 3003 is 3003 is set, and we're going to do the same here. 3003 is set. Perfect. We are at 18,000, looking good. And if we look at the Navigraph charts, you'll see that we are in the star, and this is now the turn towards San Francisco. We're going to maintain the current descent rate, and what we can do at this point is we can say activate approach. So here's what we'll do. We will go to the procedure here, and we're going to select activate approach. So to do this, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, activate approach, and enter. And now we have the approach active. We are a bit too high for the current sector. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ease off on the throttle to reduce our speed. And we want to go to about 180 knots. So let me reduce this to 180. All right. And we're going to increase our rate of descent slightly. All right. We are now decreasing our speed. And we are at about 1,800 feet per minute. Probably not very pleasant for the passengers. Been trying to install Ortho 2, but it says that it can't load some parts of the scenery. Any idea? Finlay, I do not recommend Ortho. I recommend that you either create your own orthos or download available ones from the net. Ortho creates a lot of issues, takes a tremendous amount of time to load. So I personally do not recommend it, to be very honest with you. All right. So we are about 28 nautical miles from Eddy, so we should be fine. I am going to use the... We have a speed brake here. All right. Never mind. Let me just ease off on the throttle. And we'll continue to descend at this rate. Q8, do you have neighborhoods with houses in Kuwait, or do most people live in condos? No, so most of the locals live in houses. So the Kuwaitis, the nationals, for the most part, live in houses. So yeah, we do have neighborhoods with houses. Now, the construction in houses in Kuwait is very different. So we all live in concrete houses. The reason why we build them this way is because of the heat. So we need very good insulation from the heat. And obviously they're all air conditioned. So yeah, you'll find that most of the nationals live in houses. And a lot of the nationals, what they do when they build their house, they build them like in multiple floors, and then they rent out the upper floors to help them, pay for the installments for the loans that they take out normally for purchasing houses. So yeah, we there are a lot of neighborhoods in Kuwait. I actually live. I was very lucky to have found a house in a nice neighborhood. All right, so we are approaching 10,000 feet now, folks. We are looking good, 205 knots. We are getting pretty close now to our destination, which is San Francisco, and we're almost there. As a matter of fact, 10,000 feet, and we're going to turn on the landing lights, and we're going to turn on the passenger signs on as well. Now we can reduce the rate of descent a little bit. So we're going to go back to 1600, and we're going to start reducing the speed. All right, that's 900,000. Perfect. Now, as soon as we pass this area here, you can see the mountains there in the synthetic vision. Once we pass this area, we can actually ignore the restriction, because the restriction is up to 80. So we can reduce that. And yeah, we'll leave it there at 1600 and continue to descend. Vendor Lindgang 1899, welcome aboard. Cavoc Simulations, hi Q8, do the nationals pay tax over there? No, everything is tax-free. We don't pay any taxes. The price of oil, of course, gas is also subsidized by the government. Electricity, water, all the services are free of charge, and we pay very symbolic fee for gas in Kuwait. Doesn't cost very much. Overall cost of living in Kuwait has increased, but it's still pretty comfortable for most of us. All right, so I think we are good to set the altitude to 1800 now. So we're going to go to 1800, which is the initial approach altitude. 1800 is now set, and we are looking good. We're not too far from it, about 9.1 nautical miles. I might have to fly over one to the Middle Eastern countries once I finish my... Yeah, please do. And if you do come to Kuwait, please be sure to look me up and come and say hello. All right. So some turbulence there as we approach San Francisco, but this is expected based on the METAR that we have interrogated. So we are expecting a little bit of bumpy ride here as we approach our destination. Hopefully nothing too serious. We're looking good. Ah, it's raining. Hopefully we'll be able to see the runway. Once we make the turn here, let me change the range. So that's the range here. We're looking good in terms of the altitude. And we'll leave the rate of descent at 1600. At least for the time being, until we are at 1800 feet. And hopefully things will subside as we make the turn towards 28 right at San Francisco. Young people can't even afford to buy or rent a house. Yeah. Hey, Q8, what's that sound like driving on... What does it sound like driving on SF Bay area roads? You mean in the sim, Chris? Well, we can find out. Guys, look at this beautiful sight here of San Francisco as we approach the airport with the ortho photos and those beautiful clouds. Yeah, looks fantastic. Let's switch to the outside view. Look at that, guys. Wow. All I can say is wow. All right, 1,000 feet to go. We can start reducing the rate of descent and reduce the speed. No, when hit turbulence, what's that road sound like when you drive? Oh, that would be XP realistic. Right, we're coming up to 1800. Excellent. And let's set the speed to 123. That's 123. Right, and we'll let the aircraft decelerate a little bit. All right. And speed check, flaps 1. All right, we're looking good, and we're almost now at our destination. So let's, again, we'll do this here, the range. All right, we'll watch our speed. And as we turn, we will switch to, from GPS to localizer 1. Our speed is good. Everything looking good. Oh, got you. Got you, Chris. Got you. All right, here's the turn coming now. And the weather is not very pleasant right now. So you can see that the visibility... Look at those landing lights, though. What do you guys think? Look at that. All right, here's the turn. Towards San Francisco. 28 right. Visibility isn't that great, but we should be fine. All right, you see this? It automatically set the localizer and the heading approach course approach is selected. And now we have the glide slope needle as well as the localizer. Right, we're going to begin reducing our speed. And we are clear to land, runway 28 right. We do not have the runway in sight yet. We're going to descend now. We're going to decrease the speed to 123. Looking good. All right, we have the runway in sight. You can see the glide slope needle moving. Landing gear coming down. Flaps 2. And we want to watch the speed here. And flaps full. What a beautiful approach into San Francisco. Wow, this looks sensational. Right, looking good. Two whites, two reds. We are on the glide slope and the localizer. All right, 1,000 feet. Let's disengage the autopilot.
Autopilot.
My aircraft. So it started raining all of a sudden. All right, we're looking good. Again, with the, you make slight changes there to remain on the localizer and glide slope. Bit windy.
500. 400. 300. Glide slope.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. Oh, beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. What a fun aircraft to fly. Thank you, Rand. Appreciate it. YD still engaged. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot to turn off the yaw damper. My bad. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed hand flying this aircraft and bringing it here on the runway, and just overall a fun aircraft to fly. I have to do a top 10 video for X-Plane again, just to include this aircraft in the list, because it is an aircraft definitely worthy of being rated as you know, one of the top aircraft available for X-Plane 12 today. Right, here is I think we can come here to this area and park the aircraft there, but we're not going to shut the engines just yet. We're going to do the replay, and then we'll do the engine shutdown. Let me retract the flaps. Blinding lights can go to taxi. Strobe lights can go off. All right. Very nice rendition of San Francisco, and this is by Short Final. This is, by the way, a Payware airport. If you are interested in the airport, which, by the way, I highly recommend, Short Final's contributions to this flight sim community are massive. So I definitely do recommend that you buy the airport because it is a beautiful rendition of San Francisco, but also because Short Final's contributions to the community are countless. So yeah, very nice scenery of San Francisco for X-Plane 12. All right, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I hope the sim doesn't crash as we do a reverse for the replay, and you're gonna have to bear with me because it's gonna have to go through the entire route that we've taxied. All right, here we go. We'll just bring the aircraft to a complete stop here and set the parking brake. Excellent. All right, so before we shut down the aircraft, let's go ahead and try to do a replay. Hopefully it won't crash the sim. Aerobask is also doing quite some sales from time to time. Yeah, they do. Nice job. Thank you for your awesome meal. Well, thank you, Zotobe. Thank you very much, sir. Walking Fruit, are you using head shake or XP Realistic? XP Realistic. Gonna have to watch everything back in reverse. But we are now on the runway, and we'll take a look at our approach into San Francisco. All right, there we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I think we can do it right from here. That's the control tower, it looks like, from another airport. And that is the Phenom coming to land, runway 28 right at San Francisco. You can see the raindrops on the windshield right there. Look at that. All right, let's do it again. And this time, We'll just leave it like that. Wow, looks really, really nice, I must say. You know, guys, that is a nice question there from Omi Fufu saying, is this MSFS or X-Plane 12? Yeah, that is a testament to how good X-Plane 12 is with orthos, yeah? Yeah, they're both excellent sims, my friend. Both, I enjoy both. And is that an aircraft carrier right there? I enjoy both of them. Yeah, that is an aircraft carrier, indeed. And it looks like it's sailing. Look at that. Yeah. All right, let's do a wing view. Oh, look at that. Now that is very cool. Well, folks, I think this is it. Do you guys... Oh, wait, hold on. I wanted to show you guys the night lighting. So let me close the... Let me come here. So while the aircraft's still running, we can change the time. Let me use panel. All right, let me change the time of day so you guys can see. And then there is something that you'll probably need to do during nighttime. So now things are, let me just do this here. There you go. Look at how nice you can reduce maybe the brightness a little bit. There, look at that. Look at how beautiful the night lighting is inside the aircraft. How about that? And by the way, if we turn on the landing lights, let me show you this on the outside. Look at that. Look at the beacon. Definitely a strong buy, this aircraft by Aerobask. I highly recommend it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. And by the way, here's a look at short final San Francisco for X-Plane 12. Again, a beautiful rendition of the airport with some nice animations, custom traffic here, as you can see. So definitely recommended scenery as well by Short Final. All right, well, folks, this pretty much brings us to the conclusion of this live stream. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.